What's up, everybody? I'm John Middlekauff. You know what I need you to do. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got content for days reacting to every NFL game all the time, every single day. Subscribe, like the videos. Let's go. Rap Sheet put out within the last 48 hours that Brock Purdy is out 2 to 5 weeks, which I got to be honest, I'm not questioning his reporting. I mean, he's a big J and he's great at his job. I like little Rap Sheet. But 2 to 5 is kind of weird. It's like that could be like a week or that could be a month and a half. Usually it's like 6 to 8, 1 to 2. John Lynch came out today and said they're viewing it more week to week. I do think this Purdy was good last week. Like obviously he threw the game-winning touchdown. He just had a really good game, except he did throw 2 interceptions. I thought one of them was really bad. The other one was just good defense. But he was really good last week. And Kittle gets KO'd in the game, so he doesn't have him for a long stretch of the game. Juwan Jennings gets hurt. Like it was impressive outing. Purdy's a really good player. When you pay a guy a lot of money, though, like here's the one concern I have for Brock when it comes to just the long-term view. He's kind of been hurt a lot. You know, when I think Patrick Mahomes, I think Josh Allen, I think Lamar Jackson, these guys miss games. When are they ever miss? I was thinking, I was watching something last night on Devin McCourty. This clip came up of like Devin talking to Florio. So I just Googled Devin McCourty and I went to his game log page for his career. I was like adding it up. It's like, this guy played like 12, 13 years. I'm pretty sure he missed like 4 total games. A huge part of football, whether you're Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, or whether you're just a safety like McCourty, is your availability. And I don't blame, no player wants to get injured. Of course not. But he's had some, like, he got injured a couple years ago, missed 3 games in the middle of the season. Obviously got injured in the NFC Championship game. He got injured here. It's just a little concerning, especially when it comes out of the game. It wasn't just like, hey, this freaky thing, the guy landed on him. It's like, well, he threw the game-winning touchdown. He came back in the game, did victory formation, and then the next day you say he's got a toe and a shoulder? I just, that's tough. But this is also why they kind of value the backup quarterback position. Here's the thing. The 49ers, who love this guy, and rightfully so. Brock's really good, credible story, meshes great with Kyle. Gave him a bunch of money. For 2 of the last 3 years, like they've taken the backup quarterback job pretty seriously. 3 years ago, it was Sam Darnold. They love the guy. And this year was Mac Jones, someone that Kyle Shanahan really wanted to draft at number 3 overall when they kind of talked him out of it to go with Trey Lance. Neither pick would have been good. But I do think this is also why you pay Kyle Shanahan. I said this about Ben Johnson. If the Caleb thing is a disaster, which still got a ways to go, not looking great, but that's why you gave Ben Johnson 5 years, $13 million a year. Because the offense is his baby and he's going to figure it out. He's worked with countless different quarterbacks. We know Shanahan has won games with a ton of different guys. And it's going to be really hard because arguably, especially right now, their best player in offense is George Kittle, who hasn't pulled hamstrings out a month. And Christian McCaffrey got more touches last game in terms of rushing attempts and pass targets than he had since like 2022. It's like you can't ride this guy like he's Secretariat when he just basically missed all season last year with calves and Achilles, and his calves still hitting up. So Kyle Shanahan, Mac Jones, and this is where you get a lot of credit as an organization. We'll talk about Philly here in a minute. When teams are willing to spend big money, like Robert Saleh was on the fence, he was thinking about going to different couple places, and the 49ers gave him a ton of money. You know, there's a decent chance he's the highest paid defensive coordinator, if not tied with Fangio as the guy making the most. And he carried him in the first game in terms of like random guys making big plays, and you got to invest in your coaching staff when you have the opportunity to get big-time coaches because you're going to have injuries. I mean, if you're watching tonight, guys were dropping like flies. It's like we got a guy carted off. We got Eckler tearing his Achilles. Now, granted, it's Thursday night game, but this is a consistent theme in the NFL. You just watch a random game. It'd be stunning if the cart doesn't come out once a game. And how many times, 6, 7 guys throughout the course of the game go to the tent. Now, a large percentage of those guys come back, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes the guy's questionable. You saw tonight, Reed, shoulder, boom, out. Wise, knee, out. Eckler, Achilles, out. I mean, these guys are probably out. I mean, Reed might be missed. I don't know if he broke a collarbone 5, 6, 7 weeks. The other two guys out for the season. So it's just like that's how fast it happens. So that's where you really got to rely on your coaching because right now you only got so many options. Practice squad guys, you got to coach these guys up, and no one's going to feel sorry for you, and no one's going to make any excuses. Well, we had a bunch of guys injured. Yeah, it's part of the league. Now, obviously, some teams have more guys injured than other people, but this is why I bet on the 49ers to be pretty good this year. Was their schedule? Well, it's like Mac Jones, Spencer Rattler. Godspeed, buddy. We are extremely excited to announce our new presenting sponsor, Hard Rock Bet. Everyone knows and loves their hotels and casinos, but now you can use the top-rated Hard Rock Bet sportsbook to place all your NFL bets this season. Hard Rock Bet is the only legal sportsbook in the state of Florida and is also available in Arizona, Ohio, New Jersey, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Illinois, and Colorado, with more states to come. You can also play on Hard Rock Bet's online casino if you are in New Jersey. As we gear up for the NFL season, sign up for Hard Rock Bet and make a $5 bet, and you'll get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Head over to Hard Rock Bet, sign up, and make your first deposit today. Chiefs and the Eagles. There was a fantastic article on the Athletic about the Philadelphia Eagles and how they operate financially. And essentially that Howie and Jeffrey, they have over 30% of their salary cap in 2025 in dead money. We talk a lot about dead money. The Eagles have a ton of dead money because guys like Jason Kelce, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, these guys are retired. Well, you got to pay a credit card, and when you buy these guys or extend their contracts, the Eagles push it all down. So when these guys randomly retire a little earlier than you thought, it all gets accelerated. Well, you have to pay the bill. You've already actually paid them in real money, but on your salary cap, it comes due. And it doesn't matter because the whole premise of this article is how willing Jeffrey Lurie is to take his cash and manipulate the salary cap because he'll give you big signing bonuses. And then you push it over the course of the cap. And this is what I've never understood about the NFL. I understand, and it's in this article, it's basically like, Cincinnati takes a lot of shit. Pittsburgh Steelers are the same. They don't pay these huge signing bonuses. And I was thinking about it driving around today. Jeffrey Lurie bought this team in the late 90s. So the majority of his life, all he's known as cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. The money flows. As Howie called it, it's called interest-free loans. We know the money's coming. We just got to pay it later. We're not worried about, going belly up, about not being able to make our payments. We see the guaranteed money. I do think the Rooneys and the Browns and some of these old school families that have been in the NFL for so long, they're wired like it was back in the day. And in fairness, back in the day, 60s, 70s, the 80s, obviously the television money was way different. You were very predicated on gate receipts and people coming and contracts. Even in the documentary with Jerry Jones, that's like the mid-90s, signing Deion Sanders. These contracts, I think he got like a $10 million signing bonus. So within 25, 30 years, the economics of the league have changed. Gone to a different universe money-wise. But the money's guaranteed and the money's there. So I don't understand these teams not taking advantage of what the Eagles are doing. Like the reason the Eagles have a really good roster this year is because their owner is willing to take money that he's getting from the league. He doesn't have to do anything. Like you're just getting free money for the league being part of this television revenue that's impossible to go over because the cap is like not even 50% of that amount of money that you're getting or right around there. So you have so much room to spend because your other expenses, your coaches don't cost that much relative to players, and no one else in your building costs anything. So the Eagles, the reason like this week they're favored, it should have been a disaster. And as people were saying in this article, like they're just a team on tilt. But if you're paying elite players and they're playing elite, it's going to work. And that's what Howie and Jeffrey have done. And that's why they come in like with a pretty good chance to be a Super Bowl type team again, because they are utilizing all this money the NFL's making. I think a lot of teams, it's crazy reading this article, are just like, what are you doing with the money? Like pocketing it? Like putting it in a brokerage account? Like you guys are all living in the biggest house on the block. You got this asset worth billions of dollars. I don't understand not investing it back into the team, especially when you get the opportunity to pay good players. And it just shows you a lot of these owners are not. And here's the thing. It's not like Mike Brown is like buying 7 houses in Italy and has some $200 million yacht parked next to Bezos. Like, where's all the money going that he gets from the league? I just don't quite get it. I think, and I've said this forever, when you have the disease of being cheap, even when you get to the wealth level of these guys with guaranteed money coming in, you don't shake it. It's a disease you do not shake. It's not curable once you pass a certain point in your life. And clearly some of these teams have it. And I'll give Clark Hunt and the Chiefs credit. They were notoriously known for being a little cheap. I do think they have done a better job. Obviously, Coach Reed and Patrick Mahomes have inspired them. Spags makes big money now. Obviously, they pay their players. Karlaftis just got a huge contract. They pay multiple offensive linemen big contracts. Obviously, Patrick has 10 years, $450 million. And who knows? I mean, he's making so much. The guy's just printing money. But I do think I do believe in championship character, in championship blood, even though when you watch that game against the Chargers, it didn't look great. I mean, their defense got shredded. Offensively, Worthy's kind of up in the air right now. And I felt bad. I saw some of Travis's comments. He was just like, it's embarrassing for me. I'm a 13th year pro. I know the landmarks to be at. I got to pay attention. I can't run into him. And obviously, Travis is a lot bigger than him. So if I'm going to run into him, I'm going to take him out. And I hurt the guy. It sucks. It's like on me, especially a guy that we really need. So it's like their offense, everyone kept saying, like, what's up with the Chiefs offense? It's not that complicated. Worthy got hurt 3 plays in. And let's face it, their version of a star receiver, relative to like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, of course not. But Rashee Rice, relative to their team's really good. And he's suspended. So if I take away your 2 top receivers and your tight ends old, and you don't have a great running game, what do you think it's going to look like? I could have John Elway or Peyton Manning in their prime. Like, you're not going to score that many points. So Worthy's very, very important. But it's tough to start 0-2 because someone has to win between the Chargers and the Raiders. And if the Chargers beat the Raiders on Monday night and you were to lose if you're the Chiefs, you're all of a sudden, this isn't basketball or baseball. So like 2 games back, whatever. It's early in the season. Football, all of a sudden, it's like we're 3-1, you're 1-3. Like, it can get kind of bigger than you think really, really fast. So there is some pressure here on the Chiefs at home, longer week. Obviously, the Eagles did too, to win this game. And this is where the championship character, the championship medal, and and they've done this a lot. And this is why they parallel the Patriots so much. The Patriots won a lot of weird, ugly games over the course of their 20 years. Not everything. This wasn't like Alabama in their peak. I mean, this is the NFL. Sometimes you got to pull games out of what, and all of a sudden you look up at the scoreboard and it's like 23-19. You're like, oh shit, we didn't even play good, but we get take a win. And that's what I think the Chiefs have to find a way to do. Obviously, Jalen Carter didn't get suspended. Nor should he have. I agreed with, getting kicked out of that game was basically he didn't play a snap, so that might as well be a suspension. But you imagine he's going to be motivated. Luckily for the Chiefs, their center and guard pretty good. But I'm pretty fired up to watch that game.